Hi, I'm Lee. I'm a member of Bush Scout UK, and one of the most popular things Bush Scouts makes, along with all our other practical skills training, is our popcorn maker. So here's a little video showing you how to make those. Right, let's get started then. Let's make ourselves a popcorn maker. For those that don't know what I'm talking about, I probably should have said that in my introduction. Bush Scout have this set of kit that enables you to pop popcorn over a campfire. It's a lovely activity. I've done a video with Scoutadelic on it, so go and have a look at that. It sort of shows how to use them. But if you know how to use them, then let's start making it. So what do we need to make them? We need a couple of sieves. Now these sieves are the ones that have two hooks to hang over the pot. These do make it slightly more difficult to make, but you can use them. Some ones have just the one pot hanger on the end. That does make it a little bit easier. I like these kind of handles on them. They do make it slightly easier to mount on the broom handle to me. A few tools. I'll be using a screwdriver, a pair of pliers, some little snips to get through some of the metal work, a few screws if you choose to use them. These are really valuable. These are almost invaluable when you're doing little craft projects, building things that are going to be used around fire. These are metal cable ties. They're not enormously expensive. They're about about £5 for about 100. I've just found them online. They're really useful, and we'll show you how to use these. If you can't find the metal cable ties, just any kind of metal that you can bend, twist. This is sort of a crafty metal, but equally an old coat hanger, anything like that you can use, something you'll be able to snip through or saw through if you can't. The broom handle. Right, now this first step, this isn't essential, but I like to do it. So what I like to do, so you can see how that handle is just a little bit wider. What you can do is just take one of your cable ties and you can just wrap it round straight from there, pull it tight, and that will stay there. What I like to do is just make it a little bit more stable, just make a little bit of a flattened surface, an embedded surface to do it. So all I've done there, as you can see, is I've marked with a Sharpie where my sieve handle goes in. So then after I've done that, I took a knife and I just carved a little bow where I'm going in one end, and actually I picked this broom handle because it had already snapped. So it already had a flattened surface, and I realised that would be a really nice place to start. If your knife skills aren't up to it, if you know anyone who does a little bit of woodwork can help you out with this, but basically that's just, didn't have to be all flattened, it could have just been the corners so that the handle hooked over. But you can see that now that I've done that, it sits a bit flatter, it sits a bit more stably. And again, the next step, you don't really have to do it, but I find it makes them sit a bit more securely. So what I've done here is I've put some screw holes in so that I can screw that in, and that just makes it sit again a bit more snugly, and means that I'm very confident that this isn't going to come off when a young person's using it, but it's not essential. I'm just going to screw those screws in and I'll be back in a minute. So I've now attached the sieve to the broom handle. It's very secure, and what I've done is I've put the screws in as I've done, but I've also shown and these are the cable ties as well, so I've also got those. If you are going to use the cable ties, just be careful, because when you snip off the ends, they do leave a little sharp edge there, so you might want to just figure out some way of protecting them, maybe wrap something around it. But that is really solidly in place now. That's not going to move. I've got a great deal of confidence that over a fire, that's going to stay where I put it. So I now need to make a little cage hold my popcorn in, and I do that by, again, I can use one of my fancy metal cable ties, and if I put it around one of these, and you can see how easily these work, I put it not enormously tightly because I need to be able to flip it open. Yeah, flip it open. Now that is actually now almost complete, but what I would do is some kind of mechanism to hold these handles shut so I don't have to hold them when I'm hot. So what I would do is put another cable tie loosely around there. Let's do it. So if I put another cable tie somewhat loosely around there, and then that holds it all shut, and then I can just slide that off when I'm done. Snip the ends off, tidy it all up, and that's the popcorn maker. When you're using these, I can't remember if I said this in my original video, what I find is these little corners, because there's a bit of metal here, these get very hot. So if you're going to hand them back to the young people, I do sometimes just dunk these. I have my bucket of water ready and sometimes dunk the corners, especially if you've used a bit of metal wire to tie it all up with. There's a bit more stuff there that can get hot. Great. I hope you can see that these are relatively simple. I know I've done a bit behind the scenes, but I think that's taken me probably 20-30 minutes end to end once I had all the pieces to make. I hope you have a lot of fun with these, because it's a nice simple activity. It is a challenge to get the young people to pop their popcorn without burning it, but then perhaps that's half the fun for them and why they ask to do it over and over again. Brilliant. Right, thanks for watching.